Due to the social nature of this site, this channel may make use of copyrighted material, the use of which has not always been specifically authorized by the copyright owner. Its application constitutes a fair use of any such copyrighted material as provided for in Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Law. In accordance with Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, the material on this channel is offered publicly and without profit to the users of the Internet for comment and nonprofit educational, informational purposes. The following work is intended to be shared, is free, and for only educational purposes. Let me point out here, we are researching for ourselves. We strongly encourage for everyone to do their own research. There is no one way to approach this topic or topics associated with it. Our point is to bring relevant info, providing links with regards to this subject to allow any and all to research independently for themselves. What can you find out in a patent? What can you find out in a patent besides the obvious things like date of patented invention, date patent is issued, how the patent is funded, like a grant, and name of inventor? The abstract definition is the terms and descriptions of the inventions. You can see what the patent is of, how it is used, and how it affects the quote-unquote test subjects, things like people, animal, plants, etc., etc. For example, let's look at some of the inventions by inventor Hendrikus G. Lewes. The name Hendrikus G. Lewes does not belong to a person, it's a fictitious name. As per available records, Dr. Hendrikus G. Lewes, fictitious, was associated with Plasmodine Corporation during the late 50s. He published an article about Yang Mills Field in 1969 in American Physical Society Journal. He had set up a shop in Fallbrook, California, and developed Laguna Research Laboratory. Then he worked with the Department of Defense, U.S., Department of Health and Human Services, and Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, where he spent most of his time. In 2003, he became the president of Q-Wave Corporation. Dr. Lewes filed for business license, and it gives the number right here. Company's own site at www.qwave.com is nothing more than a copy of site for advertising businesses. Any search for business yields nothing more than the directory listings. The listings themselves provide little additional data other than that the businesses is listed for commercial physical research and has a standard industrial classification, or SIC, with code. This classifies them for commercial, physical, and biological research. He is also referred to as Dr. Henry Lewes or Dr. Hank Lewes. Since 1978, he has been awarded 11 patents by the U.S. for devices mainly aiming for human nervous system manipulation. Okay, the first patented invention by Hendrikus Lewes is the nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors. Physiological effects have been observed in a human subject in response to stimulation of the skin with weak electromagnetic fields that are pulsed with certain frequencies, near a half hertz or 2.4 hertz, such as to excite a sensory resonance. Many computer monitors and TV tubes, when displayed pulsed images, emit pulsed electromagnetic fields of sufficient amplitudes to cause such excitation. It is therefore possible to manipulate the nervous system of a subject by pulsing images displayed on a nearby computer, monitor, or TV. Pulsed electromagnetic fields capable of exciting sensory resonances in nearby subjects may be generated even as the displayed images are pulsed with subliminal intensity. Remote magnetic manipulation of nervous systems. Apparatus and method for remote manipulation of nervous systems by the magnetic dipole field of a rotating bar magnet makes it possible to effectively manipulate the nervous system of a subject over a distance of several hundred meters using a small, portable, battery-powered device. Nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors. Physiological effects have been observed in a human subject in response to stimulation of the skin with weak electromagnetic fields that are pulsed with certain frequencies near a half hertz or 2.4 hertz, such as to excite a sensory resonance. Many computer monitors and TV tubes, when displaying pulsed images, emit pulsed electromagnetic fields of sufficient amplitudes to cause such an excitation. It is therefore possible to manipulate the nervous system of a subject by pulsing images displayed on a nearby computer monitor or TV. For the latter, the image pulsing may be embedded in the program material, or it may be overlaid by modulating a video stream, either as an RF signal or as a video signal. Subliminal acoustic manipulation of nervous systems. In human subjects, sensory resonances can be excited by subliminal atmospheric acoustic pulses that are tuned to the resonance frequency. The half-hertz sensory resonance affects the autonomic nervous system and may cause relaxation, drowsiness, or sexual excitement, depending on the precise acoustic frequency. The effects of the 2.5 Hz resonance include slowing of certain cortical processes, sleepiness, and disorientation. For these effects to occur, the acoustic intensity must lie in a certain deeply subliminal range. And let me just point out here, these are things that these patent inventions do, and they have been practiced on human subjects, not that was brought to any of our awareness. Additional thinking points are: 1. We have been subject to their quote-unquote experiments on technologies without our knowledge or consent, which they go on to patent and make lots of money on, like royalties. Grants have been funded by our federal government on some patents, thus allowing them to receive royalties on some patented inventions. So it kind of asks the question of, who are they really enriching? I will expand on more examples of patented inventions and what they kind of do to us in future videos, and it will be on the topics that are listed here, and that's just to name a few. And I would like to say, please have patience with me. The topic of patents is so vast, I have to summarize my points in a way that not only makes sense, but brings awareness to everyone. It is a lot of wordy, lengthy legal jargon to muddle through. And just so you know, I usually produce one video a week on patents and one video a week on scripture. Now let's take a look at excerpts from Americans for Innovation's blogspot. I urge you to visit this blogspot for full details and timeline. Preamble. Quote, "This is the story and timeline of the theft of the invention called social networking. The thieves are a group we call the cartel and deep state. Their motives are ancient. They yearn for money and power. Their goal is a new world order. Theft of Columbus, Ohio innovator Leader Technologies' invention enabled them to unify their communications, monitor and control the masses, and fulfill their capricious grab for your assets and your liberty. Close quote. Quote, the U.S. court-proven facts are that Columbus, Ohio innovator Michael McKibben and the company he founded, Leader Technologies, invented social networking in the late 1990s. Prior to that, McKibben had rebuilt AT&T's email system in record time for release with Microsoft's much ballyhooed Windows 95. In 2006, Leader was awarded its first patent. However, once the deep state learned about Leader's invention from an unscrupulous patent attorney, an advisor to IBM and the NSA, they wanted it so badly they broke many laws to get it. The invention enabled them to create the quote-unquote Internet of Things, or the Internet of Everything, where they could permanently control the digital economy and all its aspects: communications, banking, law, energy, finance, elections, defense, technology, communications, media, healthcare, education, entertainment, politics, guns, food, environment, and news. This sounds like Hollywood fiction, but as you will read in these pages, it is all too real. Close quote. HRC's political advisor, Anne Marie Slaughter, implemented her book, A New World Order, when she worked for HRC at the State Department. She started promoting Facebook at the State Department in 2009, even though Facebook did not have the intellectual property rights. Of note, Slaughter has Hungarian immigrant connections by marriage with Soros, Intel's Andy Grove, and IDG XL Partners, China's John P. Breyer. XL is Facebook's second largest shareholder. Quote, theft of Leader Technologies' invention of social networking was critical to the deep state's plan. With control of the digital essences of our lives, the Internet of Things, aka the cloud, the deep state could achieve their new world order more quickly. This restoration of Leader Technologies and others' property rights will expose the decades of corruption that has resulted in this digital takeover. Whether these criminals go to jail or pardoned or ignored, one thing is for sure: they must be defunded and disempowered. Just so you know, my background is primarily education, not patent law or graphic design. My husband and I are patriots and just want to bring the info and awareness to this topic. This channel is mainly for providing you with information about patents. We also produce scripture videos because we are in a spiritual battle, my friends. This channel is not monetized. Once again, our priority is the info sharing. Thank you so much for watching. All of the links are in the description box of the video. Stay tuned for upcoming video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help us get this info out. Thank you so much.